Haha, teehee, you guys didn't really think you'd be getting away that easily, did you? Oh, honestly, I know this isn't necessarily something pleasant that the community enjoys addressing, but alas, it is something that is simply necessary to talk about. Remember back in August when Fall Guys released and the speed at which the game rose to the level of popularity that it did was insanely impressive. First of all, I feel genuine displeased towards the fact that the hype around Fall Guys has died down because I managed to get a good 20 hours in there until it started getting slightly repetitive and not as enjoyable as it once was. And second of all, Roblox Fall Guys copies are everywhere is a video I uploaded just over 1 month ago at this point, and already we are here. The world has moved on to making a completely different game popular, and thus Roblox Among Us copies are everywhere is a video that just had to be born. I don't exactly know what led up to this moment and what the breaking point actually was. It all happened extremely quickly, and that's what's making it kinda difficult to actually pinpoint something specific. But Among Us has literally been a game for quite a long time, and probably a lot longer than most people realise, but it actually got released in 2018, which is why it's so confusing that the game is just now growing and becoming overwhelmingly popular. Like, one day I had never even heard of Among Us, and the next day it was trending on Twitter with hundreds of thousands of tweets every single day. I don't know why certain developers on Roblox are going through these phases of throwing out copies or inspired versions of these popular games as quickly as they possibly can. Like, I'm pretty sure I didn't see this happening with Fortnite or whatever else became popular, but the whole time we have seen the game known as Impostor on the front page, and I've spoken about that before, so hopefully you already know what that is. But with that one being visible and in plain sight at all times, I guess I just consciously assumed that Impostor was the only Among Us copy on Roblox, but it turns out that I was just completely oblivious. Hello there, please make sure to leave a like on this video and you'll become my favourite person in the whole entire world. And of course, please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, because our new goal is to reach 280,000 subscribers. So it was actually a mix of the game Suspect getting announced from the developers of Roblox, and also I saw my brother watching Flamingo play some other Among Us clones on Roblox. Those two factors combined made me realise that this is a much bigger problem than I had ever realised. Like I already mentioned, we have been graced with the presence of Impostor that has been on the front page pretty much since it first got released, and Impostor has clearly gained the respect and the positive reception from the entirety of the Roblox community. In all honesty, I don't think the game is bad in regards to how it has been made. Like, it's genuinely not a bad game, and I've even played it once or twice just to try it out. Plus, the concept is absolutely the same as Among Us, and the game even admits to being inspired by Among Us. But I don't even think we can call it a copy or a clone when you're thinking about how it looks, because it actually looks super different and just looks like its own Roblox game rather than looking completely like Among Us. The only downside to Impostor is that the people who play it don't really seem to grasp the concept of how to properly play. At least in my own personal experience, the players I come across will either kill right in front of other players as if they're playing murder mystery or something, or they will random vote people out because they have no idea what's going on. But if we want to talk about games that are basically Among Us copied and pasted into a Roblox game, then we can most certainly do that, because I discovered one just yesterday called Among Blocks, and if the game sounds familiar, then that would be because it comes from the same developers as Slip Blocks, the other game known as a Fall Guys copy and the one that got deleted once or twice. The avatars they created for Among Blocks are pretty much the standard Among Us characters, and I'm not entirely sure if that's allowed or not, but if I had to guess, I would say that they can't do that, and that's probably going to lead to them facing some problems sometime in the near future as the game grows and grows even more. From what I have heard, Among Blocks isn't the best game out there, and it even still allows you to talk in the chat whilst you're playing and walking around, which isn't a feature in Among Us because that would literally ruin and defeat the entire point of the game. And sticking with the theme of developers creating Fall Guys inspired games and then moving on to Among Us inspired games, a couple of days ago we saw the people behind Roblox announce their new upcoming game called Suspect, which looks like it's gonna be another Among Us style game. The video I uploaded yesterday was actually taking a look at this, and I talked about it along with my own thoughts on the situation because I didn't really like the idea of developers hyping up drop blocks and having people pre-order a 350 Robux game pass to then start creating a completely new game and aim to release it before the other one. But I would like to quickly mention in here that one of the owners of drop blocks messaged me on Discord yesterday and clarified to me that the developers working on drop blocks and the developers working on the new game Suspect are completely different people. So to know that they didn't just completely stop working on drop blocks so they can develop a different game, I think I'm going to stick with my previous and original points of this was always going to be inevitable. Fall Guys costs $20 on Steam, and if you can't buy the game, there is just no chance of you being able to play it. So for someone to take that and put it out as a free Roblox game, therefore giving the people who can't purchase the game somewhat of a chance to try it out, but I really have no idea why the same is going for Among Us, considering it's much cheaper at only $5, or you could just play it for absolutely free on mobile or tablet. But I guess it's more of a popularity level thing with this case. But I do want to circle back around to a point I very briefly covered in yesterday's video, because I saw someone talking about how the gaming industry is never going to take Roblox seriously if all we become known for is Roblox games copying popular games outside of Roblox, and also the opinions that other communities hold over us will perhaps deteriorate as a result of this. I think it also kinda sucks to see developers watch as a game becomes extremely popular and their first thought is to dive right into creating a version of that game on Roblox, but because they want to release the game before other developers with the same idea can do so, and also release it before the original game stops being so popular and the hype dies down, they ultimately end up rushing the game and it comes out kinda lazy, and overall it's just not very enjoyable. Like I said though, I don't understand how Among Us copies would ever be a thing on Roblox, and joining in on this trend feels like it would be very pointless, considering Among Us is literally $5 on PC, or you could just hop into an app store on your mobile or tablet and press one download button to get the game for free. I'm not too sure how many people would rather play a lazy rushed copy of Among Us on Roblox versus supporting the original developers by dropping $5 on Steam or literally just downloading the app for free. Some of the Among Us inspired games don't feel too much like a clone of the game, like how the upcoming Suspect looks. Disregarding the whole drop block situation, I'm genuinely kinda excited to see how that game looks when it comes out. So it's definitely not impossible for a game to take the idea and the concept of an already existing game and turn it into something unique and fun, but I think people are getting very tired of seeing the same thing happen over and over again, and they make that very clear when they voice their opinions, which I think is fair. But anyway, what do you guys think of many different Among Us clones and copies appearing all over Roblox? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.